one who was buried comes up from the grave. One once was human, but a full moon makes him a slave. Siblings infernal by blood or by spell. Formaldehyde and Wolf Tummy presents Drag Us to Hell.
Yes, Queen, house down boots. This is Drag Us to Hell, the podcast for all the queerdos, not the weirdos this month. I am your host, Formaldehyde, and I'm with...
me, the wolf tummy.
Me.
Yes, me.
Yeah, you had to be gay with this. It's Pride
I have to be gay,
month.
like Death Drop right
yes.
here?
Didn't you just hear me? Do you think
Yeah.
I sound like that?
Gay?
Oh, God, I hate you. And we are also joined with...
Our resident
straight.
Hey, all right. No, I tried to be.
Yeah, you didn't have to be. You didn't
work.
Oh, it didn't work. Sorry.
Nice try, though.
I was going to do the snap thing.
Yeah,
right? But it's an audio podcast.
Oh, I should have done the tongue pop. There we go.
I can't do
go.
that.
That's official. You can't do that.
You can't pop your tongue like
I can't
that.
do that.
It's not like little girl from Hereditary. It's not.
Oh.
It's
I can't
that's
do
a
it.
drag queen thing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't do it then. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a drag queen thing, yeah.
As a drag queen thing, which also
Look, I just had my 2 minutes or my 10 seconds to be gay, and
Yeah,
I
and
fucked
it
it all
just,
up.
like,
so,
yeah, it's fine.
Spiraled downward.
If it's the one person to fuck it up, it should be you.
Well,
not
yeah.
Franco.
Yeah.
God, at least you tried.
Franco.
Franco didn't even try.
I've tried before, like in private, and it just doesn't look right. And doesn't sound right either.
Oh God,
It's like,
so funny, man.
which
I
is
think
fun.
my tongue is malformed or something. It's like
Well-
too short.
That's true. I mean, that could be.
boy.
Well, it's funny because there's like a myth that says that if you can't tongue pop if your butthole is loose, you can't tongue pop. So maybe that's your reasoning.
Oh.
I don't know.
If your butthole is loose, you
Yeah.
can't?
You can't. Yeah, because there's no suction. I guess. I don't know.
I've
This
never
is what
heard
I've
that.
heard. I don't know. This is what I've heard. So
I'm learning
men
so much today.
Yeah, I was like, so
Wow.
men do what you will with that.
That's
I can't
science.
tongue pop. So and Franco can't. So, but anyways,
God.
we're back. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were going to do a show last week, but
Yes.
Franco's
dog had a dying, but it didn't
was
die.
malfunctioning.
It was
He had a bruise. He had a bruised esophagus.
Yeah, and we well,
Yeah. It was,
most of us do this Pride season. but-
right. Oh, and segue right into pride.
So don't worry, guys.
yeah.
We're just out here queering.
We're just out here queering. You guys out there queering.
Us queers.
The,
Us
um,
here's queering. The queering is queering.
So, all you can do is queer. So it's Pride Month, and
It
we're
is.
just gonna kind of. This will be a shoot the shit episode.
This is, and this also isn't like every other Pride episode that I've been hearing that's like full of rainbows and unicorns and all that. I mean, we're still a horror podcast.
I cut the horn off a unicorn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
that's
yeah,
what I'm talking
brother.
about.
But
I don't know what you do after with it. but
Right,
That's
right.
Magic, dark magic.
Oh, okay, all right.
You do dark magic.
darkest
I'm just
magic.
gonna do dirty
Darkest
things.
magic.
But yeah, so this is just gonna be a fun episode.
Cool. Yeah.
I just like real quick. Yes, happy Pride Month, everybody.
There you go.
Happy, yeah.
Okay, so this is weird for me. So I don't necessarily like the Pride season.
Right.
I've never even been to the
I
Pride
haven't
celebrations.
either.
I don't like it. Because to me, we've mentioned this before, but it is all about the marketing of
Yes,
it all,
yeah.
and this is for the businesses for the one part of the year where they can
Change their what is this thing called? The avatars? Or
their
Yes.
avatars and stuff. And
unless you're a bit, I always love the. No, I'm just jumping in. Like you'll see, this whatever a company, say a big company, Exxon or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They'll have their little. Is it an avatar? What is the fucking thing?
Icon
logo.
You know, yeah,
whatever.
They'll change it, and then you go look at like the same Exxon in Saudi Arabia. Oh, it ain't changed.
no.
Not so much there.
Yeah,
I just laugh.
definitely
I'm
not.
like, well,
yeah.
how proud are you guys? I
Right,
guess not.
exactly.
Not enough, huh? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's such a weird. This moment's really. This time is hard for me, not because of anything doing with my queerness or anything like that, but it's hard because I see people celebrating. A lot of people, and like a lot of my friends are celebrating, and I've been invited to celebrate with them. But this is a part of the year where I don't know. I don't know if you feel like this, Franco, but like I don't think I have to celebrate.
Well, I mean, I can have an orgy anytime. That's my thing. Like, I don't need this month.
That's exactly what I was getting at.
Right.
Is that
once you celebrate pre-proud all year round.
All year round,
and
it feels weird,
right?
To
I'm kidding about the orgy.
I'm not.
I am. Sorry,
but it just feels weird to me. I get that we need like a month to recognize.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it.
I get it on the commercial side of things, though. Because, man,
yeah.
I mean, it goes from 0 to 100 so quick, man.
And it's all for the wrong reasons.
Well,
it is. Yeah. It really is.
Well, so the thing is, like, the major thing about this marketing is that I saw something the other day, and it's so fucking ridiculous. So it was like it was an ad, and it was like the worst ads of Pride, and it was LGBTQ. But it was, I saved it. Hold on, it was I'm embarrassed even saying this. It said, "Let's get beer, trans queens."
Yeah,
yes, it said that.
Yeah,
how uncomfortable.
Right,
I feel like sweating saying it, even repeating what I read.
Yeah,
but the thing is, up until as always, in like our culture. It did mean a lot more, and it meant something different before businesses got wise to, hey, there's another opportunity to make money like Valentine's Day. Like, we don't give a fuck about, about the actual community, but you guys have disposable income, which we do.
Right.
And now it's about like booking fucking Mariah Carey at like LA Pride.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then there's like another, and then other places have like small prides that are no celebrities.
Sure.
And but that's like the core of what it really means. So what it really means is exposure and kind of pushing back somewhat. It's like finding what is meaningful in it.
Yeah.
Is pushing back against all of the legislation that's kind of like starting to come down.
Sure.
As we get closer around election cycles, a lot of times we're part of that.
Yep.
Right.
So it does have a validity, but the thing is, it's so over marketed, and it's also so over. I don't want to say this because I'm not like one of those like kink shamers, but it is very over sexualized.
It is,
and so like I've seen there's like these dueling factions in like the gay community, and some people don't want kink at Pride, and some people are like, that's our sexual liberation is kind of like the beginning.
Gotcha.
But I do understand both sides. I also understand though that there are gay families that are gay parents, and there's bisexual parents and lesbian parents, and they have children, and they want their children to experience their culture, the culture of Pride.
Yeah.
And then they don't feel comfortable if there's somebody in assless chat.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Sure. And that's
so
where
it's kind of like a weird.
It is, and it's really hard too because it also goes with how necessarily when kind of going back to like the schooling and stuff about how they don't want to like highlight Pride because automatically straight families think that if you're gay, or like if it's two dads, they're automatically teaching their kids about fucking.
Right.
And it's like that's not what we're teaching. And so when it comes to like the kink part, it's hard because it's like I understand why necessarily in Pride we don't want to necessarily always spotlight on the kink side because it's like we're trying to let go of that stereotype that the gay agenda is to like,
indoctrinate children.
and to force this weird like pedophile stuff. That's what it gets hard for me, and so when it comes to like the Pride celebration and stuff, that's why I'm like, can we just remember we've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. We're celebrating not because of the people who fought for rights that we have now as queer people in America or anywhere really, but we're celebrating because we want to have a fun time, and I don't know. It's really weird to me.
This once again straight side, right?
Yeah.
I mean I can't say I hate Pride Month. I hate it because I hate politics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't. And that's one thing, and that's just believe me. Like, wow, you're in the Marines for 20 years. You hate. I fucking hate politics because I know it's everywhere. It's crooked, right?
Yeah.
And when Pride Month comes up, man, both sides of the aisle, it's fucking World War III, and I can't stand. It's actually good because I purposely, you could tell me right now we're in World War III, I wouldn't fucking know. I have not turned on the news since June 1 because I just know it's hate. I don't, you get one side hating the Pride side, you got the other side, everybody's hating each other, and it's like, man, it really elevates this point. And I'm just like, fuck, man, let's have some fun. Everybody have a good time, man.
Like, there's a lot of, so this is one specific thing, and it's not really politics, but it is about so. A good example is this whole thing that happened with the that was it the Dodgers with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Yeah.
So there's like the Catholic League, right?
I'm
so the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, they have actually been in here.
Oh.
You ever seen those nuns that come in? And they have like makeup on.
Sister Mimosa.
Yeah, so she's one of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Okay.
So a lot of people are saying like, oh, they're disrespectful. They're like anti-Catholic and all of this bullshit.
Right.
So the reality is this. So you have the Catholic League, which is essentially, we talked about it before, but they're not part of the Catholic Church. Sure. They're basically a group of Catholics who have taken upon themselves to like find anyone that slanders things that they consider are sacred to them in Catholic imagery, and then they go out and they attack them and they talk about them. Well, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, I think we taled about this. If I'm rehashing this on another pod, I apologize, but they are a charitable organization.
Yeah.
They in 2019 they raised $170,000. Their overhead was $70,000, so $100K went from them directly to charities.
Yeah.
Nice.
In 2019, you know how much the Catholic League raised? $0.
Oh.
The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, if you go to all like the Catholic charity watchers, they have a 5-star rating.
Wow.
They fucking bust their asses year round giving to, and because AIDS isn't over. People think it's over. It's not.
No, it's not.
They fucking put money into education, into people that can't afford their meds.
Yeah.
There's so much shit and so much good they do.
Yeah.
But then all you see is people saying like, oh, well, like I heard that they're, no one does any research.
Once again, I won't go long. I don't, once again, I literally turn off all news, right?
Yeah.
Fucking this month because I can't stand the hate.
Yeah.
So the Dodgers.
So what happened was the Dodgers had a Pride night, and they invited them.
They always have.
Yes, they always have.
It's been I don't know.
Years.
It's been a bunch of years that they've done this.
Yeah, and then they disinvited them because
they wanted to protect.
Well, the Catholics, but also the Catholic League started to give them shit about it and make it public.
Yeah.
So then they were like, "Oh, disinvite them," because all we're hearing is that they're bad. They're like attacking religion and Catholics, which they're not.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when they actually looked into it, they're like, "Oh, actually, they raised all this fucking money." They re-invited them.
Right.
And then a bunch of people went and were praying outside, like saying they don't want them in there and stuff.
Yeah, it was
so stupid.
really weird.
But anyways, anybody that's listening, they're fucking amazing. And they do all of this good work in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a sick person and you can't get your fucking meds, that's life or death.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? We're not talking about like, oh, you're making fun of somebody because they're dressed like a nun, and we don't like that.
No.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
They're providing, something
Sure.
that these people can't afford to get.
Right.
So I think they're amazing.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is, man.
I got all serious about them.
But you guys have you have a right, man, to be pissed because it is like I said. This is why I turn everything off during June. And I want to backtrack. I said I hate Pride. I hate the drama that comes.
Friction that comes between.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like because I just never. I mean, that's the way I've been brought up, and I probably thank my parents for this, but they never. I don't give a shit what other people do.
Yeah.
If you want to do whatever, as long as it's not hurting somebody.
Yeah.
I don't. Why do I care? Do you care what I do in my bedroom? Will you care what I do in my household? No, you shouldn't.
That's exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of get a little upset with some of the people who they take Pride as like a celebration of a way to like, oh, like let's get drunk and.
Well, I made that meme where it's like, move, I'm drunk.
Right. Exactly. And it's
Gays
like, because like again, it's like we're just. I don't know. It's weird. We've really lost the plot when it comes to the celebration of Pride and stuff. And it's like we have to remember the people who made this available for us to do that. And I don't know. Sometimes it just comes very disingenuous.
We got here on the backs of
hundreds of
well, we got here on the backs of but like on the backs of like a lot of people that died, and paid that price, and then on the backs of I talk to Melda a lot about this sometimes, but on the backs of the unsung heroes of the movement, which are lesbians, who fucking did not have an obligation to do all of the work that they did for gay men,
right.
in the 80s and in the early 90s when AIDS was a thing. So like. That to me is what Pride really means.
That's exactly.
That's cool.
Exactly.
I dig that. That's good.
Not like partying is fun. I don't drink. I don't do. But like partying, I get it. It's fun and it's. I know, right? I'm sober. Except for when I was in California for that weekend, I was like fucking drinking the 7s and 7s.
That's why for like the friends that go to the Pride Parade and all it is to them is like all weekend long they're thinking about like, oh, what color jockstrap and how many guys am I going to go back to the hotel room and have sex with it. Like that's what pride
Black
means to me.
and 7. But anyways,
right. It's hard.
Perfect
it's
number.
hard for me to stand by those people
They
and
don't
been
get
like
it.
I'm happy that it's Pride season right now, because it's like I'm not. I'm not, if that's what that means to you, because it's like us generation now, we haven't had to fight for anything like this. Like we're like, when people say we're fighting for pride, we are not doing half the shit that people did years ago.
Yeah, man, it's heartbreaking to see that shit.
That people have died, like you were saying, people who have died, and even for the people who and another thing that it kind of hurts me about what the Pride celebration has come to is that the people who can't celebrate and the people who had never got to because they died holding either a secret or they were killed by being this.
Good point on that, man.
It's really hard.
I mean,
it's hard to celebrate when I know that there's people out there who didn't get to have this moment, and maybe would have used this time in a period to be with their families and to been like, this is me. This is a me time. This is for me to be like truly proud and to have true. It's hard. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I can imagine how tough. Let's say not even like my generation, because the '80s guys and all that stuff, but go back like to the '50s and '60s, and I don't know how you have to be closeted, right?
Yeah.
There's no way, because
you'd be put if you got caught being gay. A lot of times they put you in an asylum.
Sure, exactly, right.
Yeah,
State hospital or some
disorder.
shit. You're just like, what the fuck, man? And and that's why I said I just never. And coming from the straight side of things, I mean. I guess I've made myself known enough to people that no one's ever lately. I can't even imagine, like a year or two since I've done Terror Trader, have even come to me and like who have expressed their disgust with gays. They know that you're fucking talking to the wrong person, right?
Right.
I'll shut that shit down because once again, I grew up thinking, who gives a fuck what you do? I mean, I guarantee, even me fighting in multiple wars, I guarantee a lot of guys I'm side by side are probably were guaranteed gay. And do I give a fuck? At that point. And I think it should be that way. Once again, it'd be I don't say the word normalize everything, but it should, like, who gives a shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's all just live our own fucking lives, man.
Well, it's like, I think
I know
about
that
like you talk about wars, but I think because every war there's been gay people fighting in every war. Just before you think like. I mean, I don't think that men. This is gonna get. I apologize if anybody's listening and this is too graphic, but I mean, like, you don't have to eat pussy to kill Nazis. Like, you know what I mean? I can still. You know what I mean? Like, I can still go through basic training and learn how to, like,
for sure
kill a man with a thumb to the eye. I don't need to. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. Sexual preference has nothing to do with fucking putting a hole in the guy, right?
Exactly. It doesn't change anything in our biology. Like, literally, I am the exact. And that's this is. Anytime I feel like I'm going into a conversation that I talk to like my uncle about during Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, it's like,
oh god,
my insides right now are the exact as yours, and there's nothing different just because of the amount of queerness. Like it's so strange that we even have to have that conversation. That like biologically, I'm the same. I am built the same way as you. Nothing changes. I am not a different person. It is the weirdest.
It's
weirdest
just
thing.
people will just. I think people just like being angry. Right?
They are.
You know,
there needs to be a reason
it's very
to be mad at the world.
right?
It's very enticing to be angry. I mean, especially in the world of social media.
And I was just about to say, especially, we were just having a conversation about this
probably
earlier.
Worse now.
We were literally just having it right before this podcast. We were having a conversation about how it seems like now in any social media, the people who rise to the top are the people who are the most controversial. So you say one bad thing, and you're being highlighted for the wrong reason.
Sure.
You're being highlighted for being a bigoted. You're being highlighted for being homophobic, transphobic. I mean, it's horrible because we're rewarding these people.
The
for
algorithm
just
is generating.
Shit. And it's like, it's like half the stuff is, or not even half. It's 99% of these things that they're talking about. They haven't even researched. It's all just coming from what they've heard or what their parents taught them.
Or they know it's wrong.
Or
they're
they know it's wrong.
Saying it because it'll trigger people to
emotion.
I hate using the word trigger, but it'll get people to.
No, but that truly is like what it is. Is that
it'll get people to respond and be visceral.
Exactly.
I think that's why I like it here because, like I said, I mean, I see all walks of life come through here. You know, and everybody's fucking cool, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that more than anything. And I know this sounds so cliche to say, but I have blinders on. I don't,
That's
I this past week, there's been more trans, I guess come through here. and I've had the best fucking time talking to them, and they're just like, and it's so weird because I know I look abrasive sometimes with the way I look and all that shit, and I can tell when they come up to me like, oh shit, this guy, and then 10 minutes later, we're having the best fucking conversation, and then they're back the next day. We're having a great time. Yeah. So it's like, and that's another side on my side, man. You know, don't judge the book by the cover. You know, talk to the person, and you'll figure it out quick if they're a douchebag or not. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, man,
I think that's a lot to do with also it being like the horror community.
It could be.
Like, trust me, if this was like fucking rom-com trader or something, it'd be mad drama. Everyone.
If I ever meet rom-com trader, just shoot me, please. Right?
You know what I mean?
Stick kill me with the thumb. Like
it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be as.
No, I think that's why you're right. I love the horror community.
Horror is a good community.
We kind of like look. We're all fucking weirdos.
We are,
especially in this community. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and believe it or not, it's so funny because like I'm coming from the marine side of the world and all this stuff. One, everybody thinks when I open the shop, oh, Jason, this guy's some weird right wing guy. I'm like, fuck, I'm an independent. First off, I don't, and I hate politics, so fuck all you guys on that shit.
Leave that shit all at the front door.
I just been fucked over so many times with politicians, and I've lost friends because of
politics.
Yes, you know, and all that shit. So I'm against all that. But man, I'm just telling you, I'm looked at even in the outside as a weirdo because I'm the weird horror guy who's 50 years old and all this shit. But I feel super accepted here. Yeah. And I could be myself. I want to fucking come in one day and wear a fucking Michael Myers mask all day. No one's gonna say a word. They're like, fucking right on, dude. You know?
Yeah.
And literally that's how it all should be. That's how the whole world should be. It should not. We shouldn't be looking twice at the person who walks next to us because they look different, they sound different. They might. It's the weirdest thing.
I hope everybody knows everybody expires, right? Exactly. You have a limited time on this. But Franco, he goes to Turkey.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but and I'm looking at my shit. I'm like, man, I'm my hourglass is about done, right? You know, not about done, but I mean, I'm on that wrong end of it. Why do I want to be pissed off and hate, man? I just never get the old, and all that shit.
Weird.
So this is look, man. I hope you guys the Pride Month thing. It's fucking. I'm 100% support. Obviously here, and it's great. And all that stuff. And I appreciate you guys, man, because you guys are super cool to me. And I have a lot of fun with y'all, man. So it's really rad, man.
So we're like, I don't know how we got into such a serious.
But talk about how much we. But you know what? It is.
I will say one thing. Go ahead.
Go. No.
So there is one thing though that I do like of all this marketing shit. So they have look, and I don't know what the brand is, but they have gay ketchup.
Oh,
what?
Jesus.
It's queer ketchup.
Jesus.
I don't know. It's ketchup, but it's mixed with like Dijon mustard or something because they think we like Dijon mustard. And they sell it at Fry's, but it's actually really good.
Oh, really?
I had some cheeseburgers and I'm like, this is on some bullshit. Okay. And I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
I don't get into boycotting, but here's one thing I am boycotting. Since you said ketchup, sorry, and this has nothing to do with horror, but who the fuck at Doritos says I'm going to make ketchup or mustard Doritos? You guys seen those before?
Oh, no.
Okay, some guy brought him in. Actually, it was Duke Sweet. He's a regular here. He came in, and he always brings me food, right?
Yeah.
And he brings me these bags of Doritos. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll eat some chips. And I open it up, and they're ketchup-flavored Doritos.
What?
Yeah.
It's the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life. I will go out and lick the trash can outside before I eat that thing. And then it's like, he goes, well, you like mustard? I'm like, yeah. Is it mustard? Dude, it is the worst fucking thing. I'm like, who the fuck fire these people, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's horrible.
I will say, I do. There is Lay's does ketchup Lay's chips.
Do they?
And those actually aren't bad. Like I actually don't mind them. But to me, it just tastes kind of like I don't even know really how to describe it. It doesn't remind me of ketchup, but it's not. But it's not like
this tasted like a bag of smashed assholes. I
don't
even know what that smells like or tastes like, but it is pretty bad.
Yeah, this shit sounds like the opposite of Pride Month. Pride foods.
Literally.
Yeah, I was.
Give
me
some
offended.
Lady Gaga Oreos, quick.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
that's a thing. I don't know if you ever did. You know that was a thing?
No.
The Chromatica,
oh my gosh,
the Chromatica Oreos. Yeah,
that shit was like
they were pink.
So ridiculous. I mean, people loved them. But
God, people went crazy from. They were pink Oreos with like a green filling because of her new album. Yeah, because her new album.
Look, JDK's brought in candy or cotton candy Oreos. Yeah. You tried them?
They are really good.
Whoa.
They're really good.
It's fuck. It is crap.
It's dangerous though.
No, it is not. I told him to get rid of this. Don't bring it back
too
in.
Many.
I ate a whole box.
Oh, a whole box. Yeah.
Dude, I was sick for 2 days.
Yeah,
dude.
Me and Jay had a little bit of like we were like kindred spirits because we were talking about like because we both have a love for Oreo flavors, and we literally were going into it. I was like, have you had the sugar cookie ones? Have you had the? I was like, wait.
Exist.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I was like, you gotta wait, you gotta get the 4th of July edition because they got Pop Rocks in the cream filling and stuff. And I was,
What the
yeah,
fuck?
it's insane. I was like, holy shit, I need to get a life because I'm getting this excited over like
Right?
different Oreo flavors.
Wow.
Damn, that's wild.
Excuse me, miss. You need to.
I need you escort.
The second they come out with ketchup flavored Oreos, I'm done though. I'm boycotting.
Horrible.
Unless they
we're
mix
done.
the Dijon in, that'd be good.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, I got on the queer ketchup. That was the thing I wanted to bring out.
Pure ketchup.
So I wanted to just kind of talk. Yeah, it's a thing.
I wonder if that would mean. To me, that seems like a really big cash grab, right?
It is like fucking. They don't. That's the only one though, because we got it, and I'm like, I'm so offended by this.
And
but
people
it's
are
pretty good.
trying to cancel Budweiser or like for having Devin Mulvaney, I think, on one can. It wasn't even mass produced.
Okay.
They just sent them a PR package with her
I have
face
two
on
things
it.
to say about that.
What?
Though. I don't even fucking know who that is, nor do I care.
She's a
because I know
trans
it's like
activist.
I work. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
However, I'm not about someone that's like anytime that someone's a TikTok star,
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out.
good
I'm
call.
not a part. I'm not. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But then also, if you're
Bud
that
Light. It was
person,
Bud Light,
if
not
you're the
Budweiser.
person on the other end, if you're that activist,
Yeah.
I would be like, I'm not doing that.
You know,
Because that sounds like a very Dancing with the Stars kind of grab.
Yeah,
like
you know-
either you're on your way up or you're on your
You
way
know
down.
what was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny though?
I would
that, like,
never do that.
It was so funny that people, like all these like people were getting super mad about it. And the
Kid
post,
Rock shot up a bunch of beer.
he saw it. And
so
the funny
stupid.
thing is that it was a specific can that they sent this person with their face on it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was not mass produced. It was not put in stores. It was not even put on a box that was in stores. It was specifically on a customizable can for this person.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody flipped out about it. But for some reason, they put the ketchup in the store and nobody's
No one
talking
gives a
about
shit.
it. I feel
That's the real
I feel like
travesty right
ketchup is giving more. They're giving more of a reason to get hate crime than this Bud Light getting
Right?
a specific
Heinz
customizable
is
can.
sitting there going, "Oh shit, just let this blow over, please. Let
Yeah.
this blow over."
It's called Behinds this month.
Oh, hey.
no, that's so,
funny.
oh
That's
my
good.
god, so
wow,
low
that was
brow.
like a gay dad joke.
Yeah,
That was
that
Oh,
literally
God.
was. Literally was.
So yeah, get the queer ketchup. Try
That's
it.
wild.
Give it a shot.
I guarantee you, it's good on a burger.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
about anything else. About
That's
it.
crazy.
It can't be used like as a lubricant or anything.
Oh,
without action, but
Oh,
so we were gonna kind of just briefly mention some like while we're talking about this ridiculousness, some gay horror tie-in culture
icons. Yeah.
icons. So I wanted to actually bring someone up who was when we used to do Friday Night Fuckboy.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna end on a downer, but I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh.
So remember wheelchair guy from Nightmare or from Friday the 13th?
Of course, yeah.
So his name was Tom McBride.
Yeah.
He was openly gay.
Was he?
He was.
Wait,
God, did
that
he-
was
did
the
he get
kind
killed?
of the jock guy, right?
Yeah, the guy with the red football
Yeah,
jersey
yeah.
hit in the head.
Yeah, with the machete, right?
Yeah, but did you know he died of AIDS?
Oh,
Yeah,
no way,
man.
really?
Yeah,
Darn.
dude.
Like,
I think he was going to be 40. He was like in his 30s.
that's
In the
young.
80s?
That's
Yeah.
young.
Oh, fuck, man.
That's young.
Yeah,
But,
Man,
um,
that's crazy.
Yeah, he's one of my like that. I just want to bring up.
that was a
he's-
good
he's
kill too, man.
Yeah,
That
dude.
was a good
Yeah,
kill.
that
Good
was-
for him.
Yeah, right in the head.
Yeah, right in the head. Oh yeah, and him just rolling
rolling
back
down
too.
in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
wasn't he
that
trying to get
obvious
laid though?
mannequin,
He was
they're
like
like,
trying to get laid,
He was.
right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
what confused him. I'm like, I wonder if this shit works, right? Because like the girl was trying to straddle him or something like
Right.
that, and I'm like, does this thing work? I don't.
Dude,
Yeah.
she's full of shit. Wheelchair sex is bomb.
Oh shit!
I told you guys already.
Yeah, you have. You have.
Also, I wanted to mention Mitch from Paranorman. Have you guys seen Paranorman?
I haven't seen it.
The Tim Burton cartoon.
No, it's not Tim Burton. It's made by Leica. So they did like
they did like a box trolls, right?
and they did Coraline.
Coraline. Okay, yeah.
So Mitch is technically the first openly gay character in any kind of family movie like
nice.
that. Because at the very end, the girl's like trying to he's like the football player. He's the brother of the kid.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, he's like, "Oh yeah, but my boyfriend might not." So like then that was the moment.
Yeah.
So Mitch. And then I just want to say the Bride of Frankenstein because I thought she was a lesbian. She's probably not, but
Oh, she definitely is.
I think so.
I-
She
I-
definitely
She
is.
didn't want that. She didn't want nothing from fucking Frankie, man.
She wasn't
she's
feeling
like,
it.
"See, that shit, and that guy's a pretty big guy. I mean, I thought that'd be a good hookup, but I guess not.
Yeah.
So maybe she is.
Yeah.
Maybe she.
she seemed like a dom top to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
she was
Oh,
giving
for
me
sure.
she was giving me dom vibes.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on, I gotta go back to my my handbook here and figure out what
Right.
the hell that means. But okay, yeah.
Oh man.
I'll just let it go. Yeah, all right.
So
Whatever.
those are 3 icons you're highlighting. I'm
and then I just
highlighting-
wanted to bring up one thing.
Oh yeah,
and
go
I'll
ahead.
drop it. So
yeah,
like,
go ahead.
someone posted something on Instagram the other day about they were bitching about like OnlyFans and like how gay porn, something about gay porn and bitching about it. And I'm like, do you guys fucking realize that like back in the 80s and the 90s, they had to watch shit. There was a fucking porno called Night of the Giving Head.
Oh god.
Oh, hey, that sounds.
And
wow.
it was, and then, hold on, let me look up the names.
Night
of, these.
of the Giving
Night
Head.
of the
Night
Giving
of the
Head,
Giving
and I think the dudes' names. Oh, hold on one sec. Were like Lee Bagwell and Preston Majors.
Oh
my
Can you
God.
imagine that you had to have a stage name like that?
Yeah, yikes.
Okay,
no.
that's all I wanted to mention. Like, you guys don't know how good you have it
No,
now.
Right.
Thank you very much for saying that. Right. You
$90 for a VHS tape, I would imagine.
Pre-internet,
Yeah.
man. The source of the porn was tough.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I never forget as a kid. All right, I mean this is 80s, right? I had to stash a Cherry magazine right in the woods, right behind my house.
In the woods.
That is so. That is so.
It's like squirrels
funny.
jerking off in the
Yeah.
tree
Oh,
to your magazine.
God.
Yeah. So I mean, literally, so like if I wanted to go, check out some shit, I had to go fucking hike into the woods.
That is so funny. Yeah, because like my oh god, I don't know who I was talking to who said the same thing. Like they had to go down to like the woods near the lake where there was like some like.
And
Like-
did you have
like
a flashlight, or
crackhead-
you just have to wait for the stars to like
I
adjust
go during
your
the
eyes?
day.
During the day,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
but I got busted once, right? And thank God I wasn't doing anything stupid at the point. But I grew up on the East Coast, right, where you have fall, right, and you have summer. So like I stashed this Cherry magazine. I never forget Kitten and Tividad. That was her name on the cover. Wow. Anyway, look her up.
Asia Carrera.
Yeah, and so and this is I was probably 11 or 12, right? And it was like it's all waterlogged because I didn't even know how to waterproof anything, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go see some shit, right?
Yeah.
And then so I go, and that was my little secret spot, and I go hang out and just so I can go through the mag or whatever. And then but then it got fall, right? And then I didn't realize that if I can see someone's house, they can see me. Didn't register.
Oh god.
So I was literally looking, and then I was sitting there reading, looking through the magazine for like a good hour or whatever, and then I never forget. I went back into the neighborhood, and like the neighborhood girls, they're bullies. They were like about 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, they were like
gave it to you?
waiting. What are you doing? You're playing with it. I'm like, holy shit, they saw me, right?
Oh no.
It was like I'm like, well, I'm just going to go commit suicide right now.
Right,
You know what I'm
literally.
saying? But that's how tough we used to have it. I couldn't just jump on the phone and check shit out.
Right.
Nope.
You had to go like really had to make some effort to look at porn, or like you said, the $90 VHS.
90, like I think that would probably be cheap. I think they were like up to $130.
Right?
I wasn't around then, but I know about it. I mean,
we don't have date here. Franco, right?
But I do know.
Silver-
Well, I do know 90s though.
Yes.
And that was. I know
Same
how hard
thing.
it was. The same thing.
I mean, what did the internet count? Like late 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, like we're like readily available to everybody, right?
Well, I mean, it was still like that.
yeah, dial up.
Oh
right?
god.
Yeah,
So that didn't change until like after 9/11.
You
I
wanted
would
a
imagine.
picture to like come, a naked picture. It took like fucking 2 minutes for it to download,
for it
right?
to like
Yeah.
slowly.
and then you get it down. You're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. You're like,
fucking
"God damn it."
Thumbzilla or whatever.
yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So, anyways, don't be bitching about it online.
Yeah, literally. do
Ungrateful
not.
queen.
Yes.
Ungrateful swines.
For real.
Jesus.
I love it.
Ungrateful
Go ahead. I'm
pigs.
sorry.
Oh, no, you're
You
good.
ungrateful pig.
Ungrateful pig.
Mel was like, "Bitch, I'm 22
Yeah.
or 23. I had internet since I was born."
I was about to say. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to say how old I was when I realized you can
Fucking
look up.
9/11 is just
when
a
you can
story
look up-
somebody told
yeah.
you.
Literally. I was like, I didn't even know like you had to like you couldn't be on the phone or the computer at the same time. But that's always how it's been. It's like,
Oh my god. You don't even. Oh my god.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know. I didn't know anything, and for the longest time, I didn't even know it made that noise you were just saying. I was like,
I'm telling you what, if you had a
Really bothered.
friend that could draw, fuck man, that was your best friend. Yo, hook me
that's
up.
another funny thing that
All I
my,
did- I
my
mean,
uncle
yeah.
was, or not my uncle. Why did I say my uncle? I don't know who it was, but he was saying that like he learned how to draw like really hot comic book
Yeah.
girls, and he's like, and I taught myself how to draw so that I could draw hot women, so that could be my spank bank. And I was
Dude.
like, that's some desperate times,
I'm
but I
telling you.
applaud you for it because you got the job done.
We know what's weird is like gay or straight.
Yeah.
Like anyone that can draw drew big breasts.
Yes.
I would draw breasts all the time.
My dad, I always remember he was like, he's such a boob man. He's such a boob man. And I was like, little do you
Jokes
know.
on you.
Little do you know. I just want these. I'm
going to order them.
Yeah, right.
And you got them.
I literally,
right?
It's just funny. It's like,
oh my God.
Yikes. But that's wild.
Yeah, it's weird that we all did that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because I'll show you. I have.
You still have the sketchbooks?
I have all my sketchbooks, every single drawing since I can remember.
Yeah.
And these girls had big ass breasts, and I'm like, I don't know who I was drawing for because it was not for me.
I remember. I know. We're like, right? Me too. I was like meticulously rendering the nipple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, always. And I was like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I was always your guys' friend because I can't draw, right? I'd be like, look, I got $3 for lunch money. You can have this, but this is what I need. You're her split roasting.
And
give me that.
And it was funny.
It means something different in our world, but same premise.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
but it was funny because I couldn't. I could draw. I'm very artistic in drawing form. I'm losing my brain right now. It's late. But like I cannot draw the male physique if it was for the life of me. I cannot do it. I can only draw women, and it's so funny. It is so funny to me because I'm like, damn. I'm thinking about men all the time, and I'm like, I couldn't draw it for the life of me.
Gap.
Nope, I couldn't.
So
it's
funny.
wild. I can't even draw like a male werewolf. It always had to be a female werewolf. It was weird. It's weird. I don't know. But anyways, going back to the icons. I'll just do my 3 real quick. I'm gonna do Glenn and Glenda from See the Chucky because they were like the non-binary because like they were both.
Let's rewind a little bit farther. A guy named Ed Wood, Glenn or Glenda.
Glenn or Glenda.
You ever heard of that? That was Ed Wood. So, Plan. Everyone knows Ed Wood, Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Yeah.
But Ed Wood was I guess would he be a transvestite or what would he? He liked to dress up in women's clothing, but I don't know if he was gay.
He was not.
Yeah.
But he did dress up in women's clothing. But it was like I don't know if he did it for like. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I don't know if he did it more for the fetish or less for like the shock value.
Or more for the shock value. I know he loved that. There's what kind of sweater?
Angora.
Angora, I think it was. Yeah. So, but yeah, he had that was like a 50s movie or maybe early 60s, the Glenn or Glenda, and it was like shock value, like shit, and like at day he's Glenn, at night he's Glenda, and all that stuff. So it was a horrible fucking movie. But
it is awful.
Ed Wood, they always say worst director. You got it, man. But be proud of that.
Well earned.
Yeah. So, but now you're right. So go ahead.
Sorry. Glenn and Glenda. Probably one of like the for me as a kid. Yeah. Probably one of the first like horror icons that really struck with me about not feeling man or female, because for the longest time specifically when Glenda is talking to Chucky, because they're obviously the whole movie is about fighting if they're a boy or girl and stuff. And specifically when I watched this movie at a very young age, the quote, well, sometimes I feel like being a boy, but sometimes I like being a girl. He's like, can I be both? That was a constant thing that was going into my head.
That's cool.
There was so many different ways of like, yes, I love being a boy, but there's so many things I like about being a girl too. Sure. And I was always as a kid trying to find out how to be both,
right?
And how to do both. And it was funny because it took me all the way till even after high school to realize how I could do both,
sure,
and feel comfortable with doing it, which is, I mean, spoiler, why I do drag.
Right.
Because it's, and another miscommunication with, I think, now that less people think about, but like most people thought being in drag was that you just wanted to be a girl.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was like, that's not the case. It's like, I love being a guy every day of my life.
Yeah.
But there is a feminine spirit or energy in me that I physically have to share with everybody else and myself in order to feel fully myself.
Yeah. Right. Fully realized.
And full and just comfortable.
Sure.
Without feeling like one of them has to be hiding and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
It's cool it's cool that you kind of connected with that in a horror movie. I like that.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones too.
Sure.
It was like the at least one of the earliest memories that I could remember of being like, I identify with that character.
Right.
And then So that one really has a special place in my heart.
So can we call you Mel or Melda?
Yeah,
Mel or Melda.
Yeah,
I like
literally.
that.
Yeah, literally.
Listen, Mel or Melda.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Literally.
My God, these dad jokes come after
Literally,
9
I know
p.m.
you have a
You're
dog.
sorry.
You have
You're-
dog for like half the year. You're becoming like a true like dad.
My
over here.
God.
Right?
But yeah, and so I don't know. Glenn and Glenda have always kind of resonated me as like a true horror icon, a gay horror icon, which I feel like a lot of time they get missed out. I don't know why. And let's just also shout out to Don Mancini, who is openly a gay man.
Yep.
So it's really cool to see that, and
That's cool.
Probably one of my favorites. And then I'm gonna go with literally this isn't even just like a person, but all of Freddy's Revenge.
Oh,
that
part
movie's-
2, right?
That part 2. That movie's so gay. That is so gay.
I will.
So I'll give
I will
Freddy
admit that is, man, because there was some. I mean,
the towel scene in the
shower.
shower,
The shower scene. That was
with
big,
the coach,
The fucking bar. Like, what?
the bar.
is going
Yeah. So
sometimes you just want a Coke.
Yeah. So it was like. So I always felt like. Freddy was like a gay horror icon in that movie because that movie was so gay, and he was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his movie, so
yeah. There's definitely no doubt in that. I mean, you can. I don't know how you can look at that movie and say it's. There's a lot of gay overtones,
and literally in the end, Freddy is literally coming out
Sure.
of the guy. So like,
good point.
And it's like it's literally that is a metaphor of like coming out and being his true self because now he's just Freddy out in the real world and stuff like that. So love that movie and. Again, probably that movie when I watched it later on kind of came to me of like the gay underline and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, was just one of those movies that I like really resonated with. I don't like any of the Freddy movies, but if I was to watch any of them, it'd be that one.
Right.
And then the next one is Jennifer Check from Jennifer's Body.
Sign me up on that.
That
man.
is such a good movie. That is female empowerment movie. It makes me feel good every time I watch that movie. It is, I mean, literally about. I mean, she's a lesbian human. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. That
absolutely.
kills men, not because she wants to. I mean, she wants to fuck them, but it's like she's doing because she wants the food.
Yeah,
but she could have killed a friend needy the whole time. Instead, she wants to kiss her and finger bang her. So I mean, I love that.
That's
movie.
one of those places that intersects between gay men's icon and straight men want to. Like,
you know what I mean?
Like that's that in the middle, meeting
that's
in the
that
middle.
intertwine that we all love.
We
all love
like
Jennifer.
You're right because I fucking love that movie and I'm sitting there. I mean, the fucking cast is amazing and everybody's hot and it's just I mean, I could watch. I'd probably see Jennifer Bobby at least 10 times probably. You know, and they're like, really? You? I mean, sorry.
It's one of the few times I can watch Adam Brody in something also.
Oh yeah, because
I'm not a big fan of him,
but. Miserable to watch, but yeah, I don't know. Anytime I think of horror icons, I think of those three. I don't know why, but I mean, besides Freddy, but Jennifer and Glenn and Glenda, those are my go-tos.
Speaking of, okay, let's talk about real quick. It's the Pride Month thing, but I kind of we always got away from the ask a gay guy question.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But I never got to ask you guys, and then I don't know if it's personal or not, but like when you did come out, how was that? I mean, what was that like? My
story is traumatic.
I was going to say, was it traumatic? I mean, how like when you had like family? I mean, but was it like a slow roll for you guys, or was it like, guess what?
You want to tell mine really fast?
You go ahead and tell yours because mine's a little anticlimactic.
Mine is super traumatic.
We'll go with yours.
Oh shit!
Yeah, my brother. Okay, first off, I love my brother. He died. He passed away. So, I'll give you the super fast rundown. This is I don't want to make you guys feel bad. So, I was playing in a basketball tournament. Okay. I was on a team.
Right.
The year before, I actually got cut from that team, and then I went on another team with my brother.
Right.
Is one of my teammates, and I literally threw a team together.
Right.
And then we ended up beating the team that cut me.
Oh wow!
So we got to the final.
Nice.
We won that tournament.
Yeah.
The very next year, we had to come back and we play again. Right.
Right.
Well, the final game of that tournament the year before, I bust ass. Man, I had like 5 3-pointers in that game.
Nice.
So then the next year, we're playing the same team again in the final game, and my brother It was literally down to the last basket. My brother, they get the rebound. I get a steal. I knock it out of his hands, and it goes into my brother's hands. And the time is expired. The next bucket wins.
Right.
So, my brother has the ball, and it was in his mind. It was his moment to shine.
Sure.
I'm the one that got the steal, and I'm like, "Give me the ball. Give me that." A mismatch.
Yeah.
And my brother's like, "No, I got it. I can do it." They poke it from behind his hands. He loses the ball, and then they get it. They score. We lose the tournament.
Oh,
I go home.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I went to someone else's house, but then all of a sudden, my phone starts blowing up. All these text messages, and people calling me, and I have like 10 voicemails. All the guys from my team, all the people that I know from the park.
Oh no!
My brother outed me.
Outed you?
He outed me to everybody.
Shut up.
He did.
Dude,
yeah,
really?
he literally was so mad that he failed. That he tried to humiliate me by telling everybody that I was gay.
But that just.
So no, it actually did humiliate me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then what I did was of course it got back to like my mom, who my mom didn't care.
Right.
But I mean, it got back to everybody.
Yeah.
So I literally just stayed away from, because that was when I was like heavily playing like 5 days a week.
Right.
Wow.
Like 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I just literally cut everyone off out of my life. I didn't talk to anybody for 1 whole year.
Yeah. Really?
And then Carlos, this guy, shout out Carlos, he's a close friend of mine, was always trying to reach out to me and get me to come back.
Right.
And then he finally got me on the phone because I was just ignoring him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You need to come back and play like ball. Like enough of this bullshit.
Sure.
Like nobody cares."
Yeah.
And then he got me to come back and start playing again.
cool.
And then that's like, so basically everybody knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of what my brother did.
Yeah.
How when you came back, how was the reaction? I mean, was just did they give me? I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do. I mean,
Yeah, there's nothing anybody could really do.
Right, yeah.
Nobody really said anything. No one ever said anything to my face. I'm sure people said stuff on my back.
Sure.
But I just kind of went forward, and you know, you roll with the punches in life.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. My mom didn't care.
Yeah.
Like she obviously when I was little was like, I don't care if you guys like boys or girls.
Sure.
I think I told you this story, or like boys and girls. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it didn't happen of my own choice.
Right.
That he did it.
That's
is
wild,
so
man.
vindictively.
Right.
Because he was so humiliated that he had to like deflect that humiliation to someone else.
Into somebody else. Yeah.
Damn. Now, you guys, I mean, he was close enough. He knew that you told him, or he
I
just
did not tell him.
He
no.
just kind of really.
No. So what happened was he went rifling through my shit and he found a magazine.
Oh,
It sounds so cliche.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
Was
then
it out in the woods? No, I'm just kidding.
it
was it waterproof? Anyways,
was in a safety deposit box, which I don't know how he got into that. But, no, so yeah, he actually found something.
No
of mine.
shit, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
and then he went and he just held on to that information, and then
Fuck.
he just. But then the thing is, they all like, well, at least I don't know everyone, but at least 4 of them told me personally they didn't respect him for doing that.
Yeah.
And they actually like they said that he thought he was going to replace me
Okay.
in the group of people that
Right.
play together.
Right.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
Now, did you have a game plan to actually come out though, or
I did not, man.
Yeah.
I did not.
It just
at
wasn't
all.
the time. Wasn't ready.
No, because I was like I like weird to admit, but I was like, I think I told you this. I was like hooking up with a lot of girls.
Yeah, because you
to try
didn't come out to like your 20s, right?
Yeah. So I was hooking up with a lot of girls, and I don't know if obviously that was like an overcompensation thing.
Sure.
And I was trying to maybe get out of my system, but that's not what I was thinking at the time.
Right.
No.
You know, I was like 25.
Yeah.
So I was like, at the time, I wasn't thinking that's why I'm hooking up with these girls.
Sure.
But obviously now you kind of look back at it and you're like, why was I doing that?
Yeah.
So much? It was like just a dick to so many girls.
Right.
And that was obviously like, you know,
Yeah.
this weird
Wow,
thing.
that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
So it was a shit show.
Yeah,
but-
that's damn.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Shit, dude.
That is rough.
What about you, Melda?
Funny thing is I've actually never had to.
Really?
I've never had to, and thank God for that being just how we were raised.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
By the way,
but,
I met your mom, and she's
Yes.
super rad, man.
She is.
Yeah,
I love my-
She told us she didn't like it. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. She's like, God, I hate him every day for it. Can't stand him.
She personally told us she didn't like it. So.
No, it's like for me, it was always I always was like the off one. They said,
Yeah.
but they said not off in like a bad way. They just knew that there was always just something
Sure.
different.
Right.
And then it kind of was just like things led up to the point of like where like even if I was to ever say anything,
Right.
or like physically like officially. It would have just been that reaction like we don't care because
Oh,
it's
that's
like
cool.
at this point it's been your whole life that
Yeah.
like, we knew, but like I will say there were moments that obviously were like highlights of like of like what it was. And since you told some kind of a rough story, not because you wanted to, but that's how it is.
Yeah, just what happened.
I will say an embarrassing story on my part just to even it out, because obviously I don't want it just to be. But like for me, like it started off little. When I would draw, I used to draw like as a young boy. I would draw dresses,
right?
And I would draw and been like, I want to be a dress designer and stuff. And my dad would look at me, and like I remember, I mean, one very sad moment was I remember he did throw one of his one of my things away. And said,
like he threw one of his dresses away.
He threw one of his dresses. No, he threw one of my pictures, and I remember very distinctly it had like 6 dresses, different dresses, or outfits, and He threw it away and said, like, you can't do that. You're a boy. Right. That was before he was very young. I mean, my parents were young when they had me. He was young. He was a teenager when he had me. So when this happened, he was immature. Fair enough.
Some people have to get there.
Yeah. And probably one of the most like memorable moments that I guess like was always showing that I was for anybody who, I mean, you guys can't see this, but I'm like doing the limp wrist.
Yeah. It was a double limp wrist.
Yeah, double limp.
Yeah, that
was my grandma who still tells me this story every day, like all the time. Like every time we would go to the store during Halloween time, she'd always say I could get one outfit, like one item to dress up for Halloween or something like that. And I always picked the witch hat. Always.
Oh, I thought you were going to say clear heels.
Clear heels. No, it was always the witch hat.
Yeah.
But it, specifically, she said I always had the best taste because I'd always get the one with like the purple like fringe or something, or like boa on it, or it had like the built-in hair in it and stuff. And like I'd year round wear it around. And I remember this very distinctly, even being a young kid and stuff. So like those were little moments, and then very young. This goes back to the porn section. I
all roads lead to it.
Yeah, I found porn very early, probably earlier than I needed to be. But I'm blaming that on the internet. I'm not blaming that on my parents or anything like that. It was just something.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was just something that happened, and I will blame a kid in my school who exposed me to it. So he's a fucker because he was a little rebel. But obviously, kids will be like curious,
inquisitive,
and curious. So like I just remember seeing gay, I tapped it, and like something like hit me, and I was so stupid that I would bookmark things, or I wouldn't clear the history.
What?
And it wasn't even that I was doing anything; I was just watching it, but I wasn't doing anything. But I'll say I was like, 16, 17. We'll just say that. So not like hugely young. I mean, you have to be 18 to watch porn, so it's like that's a few years. Like it's fine. Other kids worse than me, you know. So actually having sex, like the kid who exposed me, he was actually like fucking people at that age. So like you can't blame me. I was just looking. So this is the embarrassing part, was that like my mom had it was funny because me and my brother were wrestling, and I had my iPod Touch in my pocket when we were wrestling, and my iPod Touch fell on the couch, and I didn't realize it. And my mom, obviously being a good parent, was like, she's seen my iPod, and she's like, let me open it and just check. And me and my brother are still playing, and I just remember hearing my mom yell at me and been like, what the fuck is this? And like it was just like porn. Just like on my thing,
like gay porn,
just gay porn, yeah. And
surprise!
I remember like my.
You ever heard of a password?
But it was funny. No, that's the funny thing was because like Apple Touches in the day didn't have passwords. It was the really old ones, the touch screens, the first generation,
right?
And so obviously I'm like, no, that's not mine. It's the kid. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not gonna out him because he still looks at all my stuff. To this day, so I'm not gonna out him. I was like, it was his, and stuff. And the funny thing is that it wasn't even about the gay thing.
Right.
It was just that my parents were both like, why are you looking at porn? Like, you can't do this, you can't do this. And like, that's why I got in trouble. Yeah. But like later on in the years, like I found that like, we didn't give a fuck what it was. We're just like, it was the porn at such a young age scared us.
Yeah.
And so like my dad would always ask me curiously, like getting up older into the years, would have been like, when are you going to bring a girl home? This, that. But it was never a pressure. He was just kind of like testing the waters, see what it was. Because a thing for me, and I will admit, like I don't like sharing things with people, and that was a big thing with my parents. I didn't share anything. So even though I didn't have to come out, I wasn't going to share either if I was or wasn't. Yeah. It just wasn't the way I was. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
And so my dad would ask, I'd say no. I had stopped dating like fake pretending girls for a while after that point. So he was like, I gotta ask because like you're not bringing any more girls home, and like obviously like and all your girlfriends are like just a girl that's a friend, and it's like so he was asking questions, and then I think what officially really like just like nailed it in the coffin and like really made it where I didn't have to was obviously when I started doing makeup. They were like, yeah, he's a little bit more, we get it. Yeah. But they were like, it's art. But then when I got into drag, they're like, okay. And even my dad nowadays, he doesn't refer to it as like gay or anything. He's just like, anytime he talks about my drag, he's like, well, now that you do things differently, like, and it's just like he obviously knows because like for the longest time I even doing drag, I kept it away from him. I didn't want him seeing me, so like I would do it really late at night. I keep it into my bedroom. I take photos. I take it all off. I'd show my mom the photos because she was cool with it, but I was always worried about how my dad would act. Yeah. But then my mom was like, yeah, send me photos because I like showing like all my friends and stuff, all your stuff. I didn't realize that she was actually showing my dad because she knew I was too afraid to show him. So she's like, someone has to do it. And she's like, and if you don't feel comfortable, I'm not going to force you, obviously, because that's just going to make you recoil and hide it again. Right. Yeah. She's like, so I'm going to slowly show your father, and eventually he's either going to like it or he's not. But she's like, he's not the type of man that's ever going to tell you what not to do. Sure. So, and that's exactly what it was. I never felt like I had to hide it because he didn't like it. Yeah. I was just felt because I always was afraid that maybe I disappoint him, because my biggest fear in my life is disappointing my family. Right. Yeah. And I always thought, because from what my other gay friends and stuff that I had, their stories were always very harsh and said that like they were kicked out, their parents hated them, their dad tried killing them and stuff for it. So I was scared from the outside perspective because I didn't know, but in reality I just didn't realize that if it was that big of a deal to my family, I would have already known by now, and that there would have already been all the times that I showed, those would have already been really big deals. Yeah. Gotcha. So it kind of, I mean,
that's kind of cool though. I mean, it sounds like
it is.
The support was there.
It always was.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with your old man as a roundabout way, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he and that's, I've always wondered about that, because like I said, I don't know if I had, like, growing up, I'm sure I had gay friends. Yeah. But you know, it's the 80s. You keep it, you're closeted, right? You know, and all that shit. But it's like, so I always wondered, like, when because I know now friends that there are gay, right? Mm-hmm. Openly gay. I'm like, I wonder how that worked out, because I knew their parents, right? Yeah. I knew they were hard asses, and I'm like, ooh, that may not work out. Yeah. And it probably means why most of them, any gay friend I have, person I know that was, you know, ended up being gay out here, they all moved completely to the other coast, got away from it, you know, or whatever.
And that was always my thought, very young as a kid, or even like young teenager, before I really started getting into it and stuff and expressing my feelings and stuff towards it. I always was thinking, like, I'm gonna have to move so far away to be happy, and that hurt my soul so much, because I was like, I love my family, I want nothing but to be with my family and to share my happiness with my family. And so to think that like I'd have to move away, right, I have to lose contact with not only my friends but then my family and stuff just to be happy, that's such, even think about it now, it kind of like sends chills down my spine, because it's like that was just such a rough way to think, and to think that that's how society made me think. Not even my own family. Yeah. Society made me feel that way. Sure. Teachers made me feel that way.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit that
online made me feel that way. Like those were the things that were being imprinted into my head. Right. And it's so hard, because I can't even imagine what kids are feeling like now who are teenagers when in this day and age. Right. I don't know how it is. Yeah, I don't know if it's harder or easier, or it could be both. Yeah. So it's like,
I remember being afraid of when I kind of realized, like, I knew, but I was still, like, I was very active in sports and shit. Sure. Yeah. And I was at a high competitive level. Right. So I'm like, I remember being, and this is such a stupid thing to be afraid of, but I remember thinking, like, if I admit to myself and then I let one person know that I'm gay, that it's literally going to make me not as good at what I do.
Right.
Really?
Which is like, I literally thought it would flip, it would like turn a switch, and all of a sudden I wouldn't be good anymore.
Oh, shit.
And all of that shit is just weird stuff that gets piled on you. Oh, I
can only imagine.
It's so stupid. It's not, none of it's true. It's,
right.
But it's just that weird, it's just dumb now to think of that was a fear I had. Like, if I admit it, or if I tell one person,
you're less than. I'm going
to be less than. I'm not going to be as good as I was before. I'm not going to be able to compete at the level. Like, it's just so ridiculous that we absorb all of that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the pressures has got to be immense, because once again, now you're going against typical society, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we're getting a little bit more accepting, but it's still miles and miles.
I mean, we're making progress.
Yeah.
We are making progress, but we're not where we used to be. We still have a long way to go.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You know, and I guess this is why I guess when you guys kind of say the true meaning of Pride Month, we started out we're stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? The leaps and bounds that once again think about the 50s or 60s and. You know, someone who wanted to do drag or something like that. Fuck, you're gonna get lynched. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gonna get
you literally you would be killed right there on the street.
Well, I have this is an Italian story, but my grandma told me this story once,
right?
And then she said she didn't tell me, but I remember it. Yeah. She's like, I never said that. So she said that because where they lived when she was a kid was like you had to go from town to town to go to like a dance. It's like in the fucking countryside and shit. And she said that she went with my grandfather to another town to a dance, and that my grandfather saw his cousin there at the dance dressed like a woman. Yeah, this would have been back in the fucking 20s.
Oh damn!
Yeah. And that none of the guys knew that he was a guy.
Oh,
and that my grandfather, she said, my grandpa freaked out because he was dancing with dudes dressed as a woman and nobody knew that he was actually a guy.
Yeah, that's playing with fire.
There, and then my grandfather was like, she said that she told me that my grandpa got him, was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
they're gonna, and he was like, no, it's okay, no one knows. And so like even then,
Jesus.
That
makes me nervous thinking about that because I mean, people that find out, you're fucked, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where you're going to end up in the town square somewhere.
Man,
not in the right end of a rope, I guess, or something. Because I mean, back then that's what they fucking would do. It just blows my mind. I mean, you look at what they would have. Public fucking executions and they take matters in their own hand. The law would look the other way, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we have gone. I mean, you're right.
We are moving in the right direction.
Right. Yeah. But
just not fast enough.
We're just not where. Yeah. We're not where we want to be yet. But we are. Like we can't discount the progress that we have made.
Yeah.
Because it's really important.
It is. It is.
Yeah. There's probably no gay podcast back in, 20 years ago. I don't know.
I don't think there were podcasts.
Wait, there was no podcast. Never mind. Well, cool.
So I wanted to say one thing really quick because I want to talk about Melda's class.
Yeah.
The classes that are going on at Terror Trader right now. So if you're someone that's local and you want to come in and you want to take a class and learn some really cool shit, you got to come down here or register to get the alerts.
Yeah.
Because Melda did a class earlier that I was late for and I wanted to help. And I showed up an hour and a half late and I apologize.
And we were all done at that point.
Yeah,
too.
I was like, what can I do to help? I can get some cups of water or whatever. But they made he taught people how to make the fucking Necronomicon and they came out amazing.
All these classes have been rad.
Dude.
I mean, Franco, you've done what? 2, 3, 4 classes?
4 classes.
Yeah. Doing the critters and we're getting ready. I mean, we haven't, actually they'll find out when we launch this.
Yeah.
Anyway. You're doing an Audrey 2 class here coming up here and other stuff. And like I said, your guys' classes sell out so quick, which is so rad, man. And I'm so happy people are enjoying coming down here and learning from you guys and all that stuff. Yeah. And I hate to say I'm shocked on how great these things are because I feel it means I discounted people's artistic abilities.
Oh my
God. I mean, shit, these things are like I'm like ready to buy it from them and resell them.
I was worried. I was worried because I'm like I've been doing this. Like I had mentioned it, doing the Necronomicon. I had been doing this was like probably like a craft I learned really early on as a kid of how to like make school fun for me. So I would make my textbooks or my binders for school a Necronomicon because it just made it a little bit more tolerable being in school. But I was telling one of the kids in the class that like that it's funny because I used to do this with like duct tape and acrylic paint, but I've gone so far now that I use like professional liquid latex cotton and stuff like that, and it's like it's just so funny to see kind of the growth. But that's not even the part that I'm most proud about. It was that I taught somebody else who now can do a skill that they maybe didn't think that they could do before today. And now they could take that out and do whatever they want with it because truly that's how I learned. I figured things out myself early on and slowly taught myself how to do other things with the basic materials and household things and just basic time and skills.
I love it. I love the all age thing too, right? I mean, we had
a 12-year-old make a whole Book of the Dead and it was so cool looking.
And you've taught younger kids as well in this thing. So and even
Ryan was very young. young. She was young.
And even people older than me, which is shocking.
Well, so like I've been, and I was like, I'm pushing like Melda to do. I want to like do a collab class.
Nice.
So I'm like, what we want to do is this is pretty dark, but I was like, let's do the 7 crowns of hell.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we could each person can get one of the crowns. And so there's like
fucking
they're
awesome.
all there's like there's like Beelzebub,
Yeah.
Lucifer,
Yeah.
and then they all have their corresponding crown.
Yeah.
And they're all based on the sins. So there's like lust, envy, pride.
Yeah.
So we could do that. And then I was also telling Melda that we should do Charlie's head.
The hereditary
Heads.
Yes.
So fun.
We could totally do that.
Yeah. 100.
Can you guys do that?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
We already
Okay.
kind of hammered out the
Really?
way
We
to
were
do
literally
it.
thinking
Yeah.
about-
We have to have
So we'd
that.
have like
That's
everybody
so
could come in and make
I could just see the group
Charlie's
photo now.
heads,
A bunch
yeah.
of people with a bunch of decapitated heads.
Oh,
That
I
is
can't
so
wait for that
great.
class
Yeah,
photo. That's
so-
gonna be amazing. I
That
actually
is
like
so
doing
fun.
the actual the photo op shop for work for you guys.
Yeah.
That would be a fun one.
Oh,
so.
that would be a good one. Oh, I can only imagine.
I mean,
That's gonna be
we won't
so
have the
gnarly.
ants, but like
Yeah.
you'll have the
we
head.
could.
And you
Yeah,
can do
we
whatever
can
you want
figure
with
it out.
it.
I can buy fake ants or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I have fake ant. Yeah, but honestly, probably the highlight of my week starting off was doing this class. I've been looking forward to it since we were planning it out, and then now that I have it done, it's just giving me kind of more motivation to figure out what other classes
Creative
I
juices.
could do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%, because I have tons of shit that I'd love to share with people.
Yeah.
And like I was gonna do it just like on YouTube and stuff for everybody to see, but I don't know. I like the more like personable
Sure.
classes where I could physically talk. I could physically go up to people, help them if they need it.
Yeah.
And we have really fun conversations when we do them.
I think that's another thing is the social aspect of these classes. And I wish I had a bigger classroom. I mean, guys, we're doing 8 people at a time or whatnot like that. And I know people are like, I can never get in because they fill up so quick, So we're trying to do as many as possible. But there is a social aspect because once again, Melda, I mean, you've been on TV, you've done this. It's kind of cool to come by and talk. Franco, you worked in the actual real business of and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool that you're being taught by not somebody's school teacher down the street. You're actually so it's kind of neat, I see everybody's faces when they leave these classes. They're all very happy, having a great time. So thank you guys for doing this.
It was literally, it was so amazing. I love it. It literally warmed my little heart when I saw them all walk out.
That piece of cold
that
floating in my chest.
shriveled heart. I had one little single heartbeat today. It was great. I felt something.
Oh wow, that's so weird.
Well, I guess that's about it, right? We said it was going to be like a quick one, but it went long.
I mean, an hour 6.
This is actually
that's
quick
probably
for us.
Yeah, that is a really quick
How
one.
long was it?
About an hour.
An hour 6.
that's it?
Yeah,
Wow,
that's what I'm
that
saying. I was like, because we're
We usually
nothing
get
more-
like hour 45.
40.
Yeah.
This is a new record for us.
I know when it went down. Like usually my ass hurts for sitting in the seat so long, but
Yeah.
I feel okay right now. So this is great.
Yeah.
But well, cool. Hey, look, we're back in. I know. Oh, here's another thing because who's listening to this?
Oh, yeah,
waiting for the ghost stories.
We're sorry.
Yeah,
They're coming.
They're coming.
Hey,
this was kind of impromptu. We weren't think we were podcasting this.
Yeah.
I thought I had another day, so I will start getting the ghost stories.
Yeah.
You did
And
not.
relax. You're homophobic if you give us any shit. It's Pride Month.
I like
I'm
that.
pulling
It's
that
Pride
card.
Month.
I'm pulling that card. It's my month.
That's
I'm
my
pulling
Uno
that
card.
card.
That, like
Leave us
that Uno
alone.
4-way.
This was our
Yeah.
episode. So chill
I
out.
I have
can't pull
15
that-
more days to pull that
yeah.
card.
A podcast about us, and we're still complaining it about us being about us.
No, those stories are coming. Yeah,
They are.
we spontaneously
We
sprung
want
this,
them.
this
We want them good,
pod on
and we
Jason.
want
Yeah.
them good, and we also
I'm working on them.
Yeah, and
I
we want to
promise.
make a good podcast, so it's not only enjoyable for us, but it's also enjoyable for
And
you.
then
so.
let's start putting our heads together for another takeover.
Another takeover,
Yeah.
yes.
You
That's
know?
funny because we were actually one of the people in the class was asking when we were doing another one.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited.
We're gonna let's plan this out. So
Hell yeah.
we got a lot of stuff coming for you guys.
We do. There's a lot
This
going
summer is
on.
going to be rad, and of course, August. Don't forget August 26th,
Oh,
and
yeah.
27th. I'm going to announce the cosplay. In fact, probably when this podcast comes out here tomorrow or whatever, announcing the cosplay contest, and I have verification from Amelia Kincaid
Yay.
and
Hell
Caroline
yeah.
Williams, who you guys know from. Caroline Williams is from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and actually in Renfield. She's just in Renfield this recent
That's
time.
right,
And
she
then
is.
And
Amelia
she's in
Kin-
the most important movie of all, The Legend of Billie Jean.
Oh,
Yep,
absolutely.
yep.
And Amelia Kincaid, who is Angela in
Angela.
all the Night of the Demons. Well, not
Yeah.
the remake because no one cares about the remake. But
All the good
She's the
ones.
OG.
All
Yeah.
the good ones. God, I
but-
love her.
But they will be judging the cosplay contest. Not to stress anybody out, but yes, you will be getting in front
by
of
the icons.
Yeah.
Talk about.
You
talk
better
about,
bring your game.
Talk about gay icons. Both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Very, very, very,
Totally.
very big gay icons in my eyes.
Yeah, so
Both of
this is big. This is big. So August 26th, 27th at the Mesa Convention Center. If you guys need any details, just go to terrortrader.com. Or if you're local, come in the shop. Let's talk.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk some horror, and then we'll also give you all the details you need. It will be the biggest, baddest, funnest horror party in Arizona.
It will be.
Slapping the table on that
Guaranteed.
Yep. So
and I'm pretty sure Wolf Tummy will get naked eventually somewhere.
At some point.
There's
At
only
some
one
point.
thing that's for certain that weekend.
That will happen.
The sun will come up and go down, and I will be naked at some point on the premises.
Oh boy. As usual. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't have shame. I should, but I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
All
so
right, guys.
you want to do the social media thingies?
Yeah, you can follow us, or specifically, you can follow Terror Traders at Terror Traders on pretty much everything. On TikTok, we got Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, all the ones.
Yeah, all the good ones.
I always say hit the Google button. You'll find
like,
us.
Yeah, you'll find it.
Grinder,
Scruff, the new one,
Tinder.
Sniffies.
Wait, what?
Sniffy.
There's Sniffies.
Shut up.
I'm very ashamed to say, but this is the most vile app I've ever been on.
Just the name Sniffies.
Yeah, it's nothing comes out good. It's the app that everybody's telling me to go to random parks and.
Oh, that's
see
what you're
them.
talking about? Where they're
they're like, come to
just get straight up fucking murdered.
Yeah, literally in a fucking public stall.
Just
at,
bypass
at
the sex
4
and
o'clock
kill
in the
me.
morning. So, I'm very ashamed to say
Happy
that. But
Pride
you know what?
Month.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride.
Okay, so like seriously though, they're not on those. If anybody's like, are you?
Oh yeah,
No.
you can find Terror Trader Grinder. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, I
If
thought you
there
were
is
talking-
one,
I'm talking about
it's-
me. I thought you were talking about me. I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm on everything. But
And then
That's awesome.
Melda's got formaldehyde on Instagram.
Yeah. Yep.
And then do you have
Insta-
TikTok?
I do.
And-
Yeah, actually, I've actually been trying to post more on there, but actually, it's funny because I haven't had any luck on the TikTok part, but one of my reels on Instagram is going viral.
Nice.
And I'm gonna blame it on Kylie Minogue on her new Padam
Padam.
song. Yeah, so I'm blaming it on her. I'm thinking that's
Did
my
you
best.
use that song?
I did,
Oh,
and it's
God.
probably one of the best things I did because I think it's got like, oh God, I think when I last checked, like 30K views or something on it. I don't know.
Nice.
It's insane. Everybody's following me from it, so I don't know. It's weird.
Yo,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm just waiting for Kylie Minogue to say that she loves me or something.
Send
on
you
it.
a shout out.
Yeah, so we'll see.
So don't get butthurt when you don't see, like, you know, you look at the story, you don't see Terror Trader looking at your stories, because I've done that a few times, man.
Yeah, and
But
it's
I've seen a few things I don't.
You have,
I'm like,
yeah.
You can't unsee that.
Oh
stuff.
wow, there's Melda back in the jockstrap.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I have a private.
I got to show everybody.
I have
can't.
a-
I have
a friends
40,
list.
I have 45K or something 45K followers who
Yeah.
love seeing it. You know what?
Well, look, no,
it brings in the attention.
Just
all right?
know that I'm supporting from far.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah,
From a
yeah.
distance, all right?
And I do always
I'm
have.
thinking of you fondly.
I know you're like swiping past far from it, but anywhere in those images, very, very tiny in the corner of the photo, it says "Sorry, Jason" right on it.
Oh,
Every
okay.
time. Every time. It's very tiny. It's very tiny, but like in the corner, it just says,
It is
sorry.
funny,
It
'cause-
just says "Sorry, Jason" on it every time. It's really funny.
It was actually, I gotta say, it's really. The other day, it was I don't know, a slow moment at the store, right?
Yeah.
On Wednesday, and I'm sitting there with Justin, and he's like on his phone. My phone was like quiet, and all of a sudden he just hears me go, "Ah,"
Yeah.
and he goes, "What?" And I go, and I didn't even get to show him the picture yet. He goes, "Melda." I'm like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
go, "Damn it, I want to support my friends, but every time I hit your damn story, and there's Melda with like fucking
Yeah.
a jockstrap."
Yeah, I wish.
Scandalous.
I wish there was a way to like.
That's all right.
show like specifics, but it's really funny. But every time,
my
and
God.
you know what? And it's funny too because like one person was like, "Who's Jason?" And I'm like,
Because you keep writing
yeah,
that.
because every time
That's so funny.
Every time there is a
disclaimer.
small little thing that
Disclaimer
just
for
says,
once.
"Sorry, Jason." Yeah, everybody's like, "Boyfriend?" I'm like, "No, no, no,
That's
no."
so funny, dude.
So then,
man.
like, you can follow me or don't follow me. I don't care. The _wolf tummy.
Yes, go
Other than that,
Come
I guess-
in and buy some Wolf Tummy sculptures.
Yeah.
You've been doing some really good ones lately. Man.
have
I'm not
been.
saying your old ones were bad.
Well, like,
But
so
then-
my
but you've
fucking
been knocking them
nephew's
out,
been
man.
doing my nephew's doing like shout out to Jean-Luca.
yeah, Jean-Luca.
That's my nickname. Yeah,
I love that.
That's
Which
cool.
is like so stupid. It's Jean-Luc, but But my family like really Italian, so they're
Yeah, you got some good stuff on your booth, man. And that is he painting or is he sculpting?
He's doing Beetlejuice shit.
Yeah,
and then
which we keep selling the shit out of those,
which is like kind of a slap on my face. But I sculpted the inside mouth of the stomach for him, just to kind of show him.
Yeah.
But he painted the one. He did everything else on it.
Those are good.
Nice.
And then he did like the lobster or the shrimp hand.
Yeah.
And then I think he did the Dietz, like Delia Dietz. Her sculptures.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
on the base.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
so
fun.
he did that. So I taught him.
How old is he?
He's going to be 16.
Oh,
Nice.
He's 15.
Kid's got some talent.
Yeah, they're overachievers.
He's
Whatever.
a
My brother.
He's a family. It runs in
Well,
our
it's
family.
not me. I'm just saying, like, of course, he's good.
Right.
But so shout out to him, and like, if you're gonna buy stuff, buy his.
Yeah, there you go.
He's saving money for something right now. I don't know what it's for. I don't know, like a pregnancy or something.
Oh, whatever.
I try to stay out of it. No, I'm kidding. That's not it. So, anyways, thank you guys for listening and sticking with us.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Yep.
And get the queer ketchup.
Yeah, be good and keep queering.
Just be out there queering. Queer all you can.
Queer,
this month.
queer.
Bye.
Bye.